54% of the people in Mississippi reminded us, this goes the meme, as it were, why Mississippi is dead last in the United States in income. 50. Dead last. Lowest income in the United States, Mississippi. Worst health care outcomes in the United States, Mississippi. Lowest percentage of people who actually have health insurance in the United States, Mississippi. The worst state in the United States in which to give birth to a child because the child may die or mom may die. The highest levels of maternal and infant mortality, Mississippi. The dead last state, 50th, the dead last state in terms of high school students who graduate from high school and are competent and ready for college. What's the last state in the union? Mississippi. Mississippi last night elected a fairly open racist, or at least shall we say, racialist. Somebody willing to use race for political purposes, somebody who has a history, Cindy, Lynch and Cindy, they're calling her, down in Mississippi. By the way, those are the things that Mississippi is dead last in. They're 2 steps from the bottom in overall economic activity in the state. They are 3 steps from the bottom in dependency on welfare, which is not an indictment of the people. It's a statement about the economic health of Mississippi. They're number 2 in the nation in obesity, which, again, is tied typically to poverty because some forms of obesity are really malnutrition, massive malnutrition, people eating processed foods that don't contain all the micronutrients that you need that you get just with a good old-fashioned salad. They're not getting those micronutrients, and so their body is constantly saying, no, I need more food, no, I need more food. And so instead of providing a salad to themselves, because they can't afford it, they don't have clean, they don't have fresh vegetables nearby or whatever, it's, oh, well, have another ding-dong. Number 2 in obesity. In education overall, I mentioned Mississippi dead last in college readiness. They are 3 from the bottom, 47th out of the 50 states. They're the 3rd worst in terms of their entire educational system. How many people are employed versus unemployed? 3rd from the bottom, Mississippi. How many people are experiencing depression and being treated for that depression? How many people are on medication or getting some kind of therapy or have committed suicide? Mississippi is number 7 in the nation in this category. By pretty much any metric you can come up with, and I don't have all of them. I should have looked this up on the website for Wilkerson and Pickett, Kate Pickett and Richard Wilkerson, the Spirit Level website. They've got the list of all the states, but basically, the more right-wing a state is, the more poor they are, the more sick they are, the more obese they are, the less educated they are, the more likely they are to experience depression, and the higher rates of infant mortality, child abuse, and all the other things that come along with the severe poverty and institutional grinding poverty. That's Mississippi. And not only that, Mississippi also has, rural Mississippi, has a problem that is spreading all across the United States. And by the way, just a last thought on Mississippi. We saw something very similar to this, and I believe it was Alabama, was Doug Jones. Do either of you guys, Sean, Nate, do either of you know which state Doug Jones was from? I think it was Alabama. Whatever. Maybe it was Georgia. No, it was Georgia. In any case, Doug Jones, as a Democrat, got elected, in this really tight race, but he was a white guy. And you have to wonder, given that Cindy, that hanging Lynch and Cindy was, just so, she went to a segregation academy, but that's more of an indictment of her parents, but she sent her daughter to a segregation academy, which, by the way, is how they're often referred to in Mississippi. And these so-called private academies, they were literally established Alabama, Doug Jones's Alabama. Thank you, Sean. They were literally established in order to avoid the Brown versus Board of Education ruling in 1954 that said that you have to integrate your schools. So one has to wonder if instead of running against a black man, she'd been running against a white man or woman, how different that race might have come out. And that just asking that question is an indictment of the situation in the United States right now. And in fact, I think you could probably ask the same question about what the governor's race in Florida and the governor's race in Georgia, for that matter. If those candidates had been white, how would it have been different? And what does that say about the United States? What does that say about rural America? Anyhow, rural America, and because Mississippi is largely rural, the urban and suburban areas largely went with the Democratic candidate.